welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. My name is Cristin, and today I'm going to show you guys how I make my honey butter turkey. It's only one turkey, but it makes for a delicious, juicy turkey. So let's go ahead and get started with the ingredients you're going to need. It's a pretty simple list of things. So I'm going to be using a turkey cooker. I don't know what you want to call it. It's like a giant crock pot for turkeys. Fun fact, my cousin's baby shower, we had a baked potato bar. We made them all in the turkey cooker. So these things are definitely multi-use, but for us typically once a year. So I understand if you don't have one on hand. You can of course do your turkey in a smaller crock pot if you have a smaller turkey, or you can just do it in the oven the traditional way. But for today I'm going to be doing mine in the slow cooker for the turkey. Then I also have a butterball turkey right here. Mine is about 12.5 pounds. Closer to 13 actually. You're gonna need a turkey baster. Something that I think is really helpful is a little turkey thermometer. It's gonna pop out when the turkey is ready. It's got like a little red dot right there. You can just stick it down in your bird, and when it's at temp, it's gonna pop up out of your bird. So you can get these at the store pretty inexpensively, and they come in like a 2 or 3 pack, so they'll last you a couple of years. Then we're gonna need about 6 cups of either turkey broth or chicken broth. I'm making chicken broth because it's what I have on hand. I highly encourage folks to cook with what you have available to you. You don't need to make any big special trips to the store. So, and also this time of year, everybody's buying turkey broth, and it can be kind of hard to find. Last time I was at the store, I don't even think there was any turkey broth on my shelf. So I'm using chicken flavored bouillon cubes, and I've got 6 cups of water back here boiling. So yes, I'm going to need 6 bouillon cubes. I'm going to pop these in my pot really quickly so they can get going. Okay, my bouillon cubes are in my 6 cups of water. If you've never worked with bouillon cubes before, there are instructions on the package, but in case you don't know, it's 1 cube per 1 cup of water. So 6 cups of water, 6 bouillon cubes. So we're gonna make our own broth real quick. So onto some of our spices, and I am very much a cook that's like, oh, this sounds good, or this looks good, and I'll just throw things in and add things in. So like I was kind of thinking maybe some paprika or chili flakes, chili pepper maybe would be good in this. I don't know. You can try it if you want to. I don't think I have any paprika on hand, and I think that's what I would probably use, just for a little bit of heat to go with the honey, the sweetness of the flavor of the honey. Can I make words today? So I'm going to use minced onion. If you like whole onions, feel free to chop some of those up and add them in. I love the flavor of onion. I hate big bites of it. So I use minced onion for pretty much anything that calls onion. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that. And then I've got some basil leaves. I don't know why I have the parsley out. Along with this, we're going to use some garlic. Again, if you want to use fresh garlic, by all means, use fresh garlic. But I like to use what I have on hand, and I have fine powdered garlic on hand. So that's what I'm going to use. And then we're also going to need honey. We're going to need a lot of honey, okay? And this is the perfect time to use up any honey that has kind of been sitting in your cabinet and crystallized over the past year. Perfect time to use this stuff up. Just get in there with a butter knife, and you can get it right out. And so yeah, I've got like together a little over an entire jar of honey, because that's a little more than half, and this is right about half. We'll get that guy in a minute. You're going to need butter, lots of butter. So again, cook with what you have on hand. I happen to have a family-sized tub of Land O'Lakes butter, so that's what I'm using. If you want to use stick, knock yourself out. Use what you have on hand. And then for the veggies, I've got carrots, I've got frozen green beans because it's what I had on hand, and my carrots are baby carrots. I've got chopped celery, also frozen. Fun fact, celery freezes amazingly. My family's not a big fan of eating them, but throughout the year, whenever we've had to get a veggie tray for something, I've just been popping the celery in the freezer for times like this when I need it for cooking. So that's a little tip you can do if you ever acquire celery. You can freeze it. It freezes beautifully, and you can chop it when it's frozen. So I've got frozen celery, frozen green beans, baby carrots, and then I've got red potatoes. I've got red potatoes because it's what I had on hand. They were on sale at the grocery store. If you want to use fingerlings, they would work beautifully. If you want to use russet potatoes, they work just fine. Use what you have on hand. Of course, if you'd like to just stuff your turkey normally, feel free to use stuffing for that. I've never personally stuffed a turkey with stuffing, so that's not how I do things. But anyways, let's go ahead and get on into this. I'm gonna get my bird all unwrapped. I was going to do this part off camera, but then I thought some of you might be doing a turkey for the first time and maybe you've never opened one up and you don't quite know what you're doing with it. So we'll go ahead and get in here and we'll get our giblets out and all that fun stuff. So scissors just to take off the netting. And my bird is thawed. You want to make sure your turkey is completely thawed out. Some instructions from courtesy of Butterball. Okay, then I've got a separate package here to put my turkey wrapping in. So we're just gonna take a pair of scissors and get right down in with it. It's nothing too fancy. Make a little hole and then start cutting down your plastic. There went all the blood everywhere. It's a good thing I'm doing this in a bowl. You could also do it in a clean kitchen sink. Also a good option. We're gonna move my butter so we don't get blood, turkey blood all over my butter tub. So, and if you guys have never carved a turkey either, I will also be putting out a video for how to carve your turkey. So keep an eye out for that. It should go out the same day as this video, but if you're watching this, you know, next year, whatever, this is 2020, the year of disasters. But if you're watching this, you know, another year or two, and you don't know how to carve your turkey, then I will have it linked below, but I'm gonna put one out for how to carve it. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick my bird up by the feet here, and they should be pretty much tied together by its own butt skin, pretty much. So you should be able to just get in there and grab it. Gently pull that off so I don't get turkey blood everywhere. Give it a few shakes to try to get some of that out. Definitely gonna be more in there, that's fine. And fling him over here. So I'm gonna clean this up really quickly and I'll be back with you. Okay, I went ahead and put my turkey back here in its original glass container and had a little black fuzzy on it. Don't know where that came from, but I gave it a quick rinse in the sink. So now we're gonna start right here. You can see the turkey skin that's holding the legs together. And we're just gonna pull that back over because we're gonna have to get inside the bottom of our turkey to make sure we get all the goods out of here. So let me bring that bowl back over. So inside your turkey, there's going to be 2 bags, I believe, if I remember correctly. Oh no, there should be 1 bag in your turkey neck. So your turkey neck, a lot of folks will cook this meat and use it for like turkey noodles. I've never really personally done a whole lot with it. I think I'm gonna throw this out in the yard for my dog. And then reach all the way down inside. Oh, it is cold, y'all, it is cold. Where is it, where is it? I think this bird's gonna make a liar out of me. There's normally a bag full of giblets in there. Let me turn that upside down. There's also an access point from the neck, but my bird is so cold, it's freezing my hands. Come here, let me get your little wing. Let's get you flipped over and try not to make a giant mess of turkey blood. Okay, so this side of your bird, woo, that was awful. So this side of the bird, here's our baggie, is where the neck used to be. So you pull that on open, and there's that little bag of giblets. Folks cook with that too. I've never personally done anything with it. I'll probably feed it to my dog. So there's our bird, and let's go ahead and put him in our roaster. I like to do it on its back. Some folks do it chest down because it makes the meat juicier, which is a very valid point. But with my recipe, I like to do a lot of basting. And so I feel like I can't get a lot of the good flavor on the breast part. Another option you would have is to maybe start it out on its back and then flip it upside down halfway through so it's a breast down. So, you know, there's some different options there. I'm gonna give it a minute, try to drain it a little bit more in the pot. Okay, so to my bird, I'm gonna go ahead and stuff it. We'll turn that off, that's done back there. I'm gonna go ahead and stuff it with my veggies. And you can use whatever you want. Brussels sprouts would be lovely in this. Maybe some broccoli, if you want some broccoli. I got finicky eaters, okay? Like my husband's a little bit picky when it comes to the veg, and my kids probably won't touch this at all, but you know, they're like a 1.5 and 4, and they are hecka picky about everything. But my husband will definitely eat the turkey. I'll eat the turkey. I'll eat all the veg. And all these veggies my husband will eat, but again, like I said, he's a bit picky. So some things I would like to add in here, he would not touch. And I just don't see the point in wasting it. Like asparagus might be good. You got options. So, and we're just shoving it all. Seems like we're very much so violating this dead turkey. Poor bird. I can't think of another dead animal that gets more violated. Okay, we got it stuffed with our veg. And then because I have extra veg, and because I've got extra veggies, I'm just gonna go ahead and pour these. If I can make any more noise, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go ahead and pour these just around the outside. Throw them all in. They cook up the same, and they'll taste just as good. Okay, so in a separate container, and like I said, I got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, so if you hear them in the background, it's what it is. I got little kids. So to a separate container, I'm gonna add some garlic powder. Now my garlic powder has seen some better days, y'all. I really should toss it and get some fresh, but I didn't think about it, so it'll be fine. Probably won't have as much flavor as it should if it was fresh, but it'll work the same. Just take a little extra effort because it is getting clumpy. Okay, a few tablespoons of garlic butter. Garlic. So, and I had a second look on my spice rack. I did not have any paprika, but I do have kickin' chicken, and I think this will be super tasty in this because this has a little bit of a heat to it, a little bit of a spice, so it'll complement the honey quite well. And the one that I have is from Stone Mill Grill. You can actually find these at the Dollar Tree a lot of the times. But I believe McCormick also has, well, this is called Kicked Up Chicken. It's like Kickin' Chicken, which I think is from McCormick. So, you know, whatever you want to use. Then some minced onion. And if I was thinking about it, I would have added this to my turkey, but I would have mixed it in with my veggies, but nah, I didn't think about it. And then some basil. Brand new thing of basil. And make sure you're washing your hands in between every time you touch your turkey before you touch anything else. Just for good hygiene, you don't want to have any kind of cross-contamination. So as soon as I got my turkey stuffed in here, I washed my hands before I started touching all my spices. Just throwing that out there in case you're a first-time cook. You definitely want to be careful not to have any kind of cross-contamination between your raw meat and all your other stuff, because that can make you very sick. So we're going to give this all a quick little stir here, all your spices, almost like making our own rub, kind of. Yeah, I really wish I would have gotten some fresher garlic powder because I got some chunks in there. You know, do as I say, not as I do. And then we're going to put in some big old globs of butter. This is going to be a very buttery turkey, but it's going to make it very, very juicy. And we're just going to work this all in with our spices until we almost have like a, I don't know if you want to call it a paste, but I should have used a bigger bowl. Not a professional, folks, just a good old-fashioned home cook. I don't always make the most professional decisions when I come to cooking. Okay, to my butter mixture, I'm going to use my crystallized honey. You don't have to use crystallized honey, but if you happen to have some on hand, perfect opportunity to get it used up. Just put a knife in there, work it on out. And we want lots of honey. This is a big component of this recipe, is butter and honey. The first time that I made this, I don't think I even had any other spices to it. It was just butter and honey. But every year I've added a little something extra. So like this year, I'm adding in the kicked up chicken. The last couple of years was just honey, and then it was honey and garlic, and then it was honey and garlic with parsley. So we've just kind of added every year. Got a little more adventurous. But it's a great recipe. And if you baste it the way I show you, it should end up being pretty dang juicy. And then we're just going to work on mixing this all together. Okay, we've got everything well and mixed together. Time to bring in the bird. So I'll show you from the back side here. You're going to have this layer of skin against your meat. Just take your fingers, and we're just going to work on stretching this out and pulling all of the tendons and such. Just work on pulling the skin away. It's going to have connective tissue, tendons, all that good stuff. But they should separate fairly easily. If you don't want to use your hands, you can use a knife. But as you can see, hands do the job just fine. Like my grandma always said, hands are made for washing. Anytime I'd be helping her in the kitchen, I wouldn't want to touch stuff. Hands are made for washing, just do it. Okay, so we're gonna start stuffing our turkey with our butter mixture, but make sure you don't, see I've already got a tear in mine. So the less you can tear your skin, the better, because we're gonna need that to stay up here and keep the butter inside the bird. So oopsies, it happens. What we can do with this is pin it with a toothpick. So go ahead and leave her a little undressed here, and we're just gonna start spooning our butter mixture in and really get it stuck on here. And the reason we don't want to use melted butter is because, as you can see, it sticks to the bird. And it'll just kind of help keep it a little more moisturized. Something else you can do if you would like is you can put slits in the breast of the meat and slide your butter mixture inside, which is a very good idea. I think I will do that later as I'm basting. I kind of forgot about it right now, but it's all good. But it is an option that you have. So we'll throw some of this down here on my veggies. Okay, so I'm gonna take a couple of wooden toothpicks and pull the skin back up on my bird, and we're just gonna pin it in place real quick. Don't use plastic because it could melt in your bird. So I just wanna throw that out there in case you're not aware. Don't use plastic when you're cooking your bird, at least not a plastic toothpick. So there we go, nicely dressed and ready for the show. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and add in my 6 cups of chicken broth. I did not add this first because it's gonna be piping hot. We don't wanna burn ourselves while we are, you know, applying the butter. We're just gonna apply it right on top here. Get all them good juices all over that bird and inside the bird. There we go. And then on top of here, I'm going to take my liquidy honey here, and we're going to pour it all over the bird as soon as it's ready. Gotta get it to come down. On the legs. So the legs are a darker meat, so I wasn't too worried about making sure they got any of the butter mixture because it's gonna be pretty juicy anyways. Same with your backside of the bird with it cooking downward. It's gonna be pretty juicy. So the breast meat is what we need to really focus on to make sure it stays super moist and delicious. So there's that. And then I'm going to add some, whoo, we had a close one there, folks. I'm gonna add some garlic salt to the top here, some minced onion. And that honey being sticky is going to help the spices to stick. A minced onion. And some basil. I just like the green color basil gives everything. Okay, so we're going to put this in my roaster for about 4 hours. And I'll be back with you in an hour to start basting. Okay, I've got my little sous chef here. You want to say hi to the vlog?
Hi, vlog.
Say we're making turkey.
We're making turkey, vlog.
Yeah, always wants to help in the kitchen. So I did 1 hour at 450. I forgot to tell you guys. So 1 hour at 450 in my roaster, but you can of course also do it in your regular oven. So now we're gonna start basting. You get all that steam. Whoop, you okay?
Yes.
Lots of steam, huh?
Is it burning in my face?
You'll be okay. Okay, so now we are going to take a sharp knife. I just have a regular paring knife here. And as you can see, I already put my thermometer in the middle of my turkey breast. I did that before I started cooking it. So we're gonna take and make little holes here. Nothing too big, just you want them more deeper than anything. And this is so we can stick our turkey baster down inside. And as you can see, I'm sticking it at an angle to go along the side of the breast. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, now we are going to take our turkey baster and we're just gonna soak up some juices and we're going to insert it into these holes we just made, just like so. and force your juices down inside your turkey.
You hate the turkey?
And it's going to help keep it nice and juicy, getting them all down inside. And we're going to do this every half hour. Okay, so it's going to take a while. You know, it's going to be time intensive, but it's going to be worth it for a nice, juicy turkey. And we also want to make sure we just kind of drizzle on top of the rest of the meats.
Okay.
My legs look about done already. Look at that. Coming off the bone.
I put pokies on it.
Are you going to eat the leg?
Oh, there's pokies.
No.
See pokes?
Don't touch the top.
There's pokies. See the pokes?
Yep. I have no idea what he's talking about. The pokies. And then we're going to take some more of our honey, and this is the honey that's still quite liquidy.
Honey.
You definitely need it to be liquidy for this.
Honey.
And we're just...
honey.
You love honey?
Yes.
And
W for honey.
we're going to...
W for honey.
Drizzle it all over the meat. And we're going to do this every half an hour. We're going to baste it. And we're going to drizzle extra honey on top every half hour. Okay, and as I mentioned, I have it down to 350 now. So we're going to put our lid on and let it go for another half hour. Okay, folks, we're sitting at about the 2-hour mark on my turkey. Don't let me fool you. Don't let me lie to you. I was not basting every half hour. I had to run to the store. Thought it would only take me a minute, but it took me a lot longer. So my turkey's actually already done, which I'm very surprised by, because when I looked up the cooking instructions online for turkeys as far as heat and time that it takes, it said it would take 4 hours. But my little thermometer popped up, which means that it has reached temperature inside. It is fully cooked. Plus, you can just look at it. The skin is completely pulled away, which is normal. That happens. Keep in mind, if you use the toothpick method, you need to get that toothpick out before you serve it. You don't want to serve somebody a toothpick. And if you can't find it, just let everybody know and be aware, hey, there's a toothpick in here somewhere. Mine is still in the bird. The skin just pulled away. So we're good. Pull that out. We can also take out my little thermometer here. There we go. Pops right out. And so, yeah, I just went ahead and gave mine a quick basting one more time. If you're able to get it inside of those little holes you created, you can see as the bird cooks, the more easily it accepts the juices. Whereas before, when I showed you guys this, when I first made the slots and the bird was not cooked yet, it wasn't going into the bird very well. So as it cooks, it'll do this more easily. For a more juicy bird, as I mentioned, you want to do this about every half hour if you have the time. Whoa, lost all my juices on that one. So I'm just giving everything a little extra basting. Ooh, it is hot, guys. I don't know. This, it's like getting all up in the bulb there, and I'm burning my hand. So I'm done with that for the moment. I went ahead and put extra honey on everything. I know you can't see it because it's already like melted into my bird, but I went ahead and did another layer of honey on top along with basting. I basted it, honeyed it, and then I picked up the camera so that we just basted it again. So excuse my dog. He needs to make all the noises when I film. It's what he does. So I'm going to let my turkey, I've turned everything off. Okay, I've turned it off. It's just sitting in its hot juices and it's creating all this steam. The steam can help with moisture. As long as you keep your turkey covered, it can help seal moisture in. Okay, guys, that is what my turkey looks like now that it is finished. I know I told you I'd show you what it looks like when it's plated, but who am I kidding? So I am going to go ahead and do a video showing you guys how to carve the turkey. That'll be completely separate, but it will be linked down below if you need it. So, beautiful bird, super juicy, super tasty. In fact, I gave my husband a little taste earlier. As you can see it right back here. And the first thing he said was, wow, that is juicy. Okay, so that's going to finish things up for this video. Sorry, I don't exactly know where I ended my last clip. Children, y'all, tell you what. We're getting to the end of the day. Ooh, we got some attitudes going. So that's going to be it for this video on how to make a super juicy honey butter turkey. Amazing. As I mentioned, gave my husband a taste, and the first thing he said was, wow, that's juicy. Now, if you guys come in and baste your turkey every 30 minutes, like I mentioned, you're going to have a very, very juicy turkey. I did not do that, but you should if you want a super good one. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you decide to try out my recipe, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know if you try it out. If you need a how to carve your turkey video, it'll be linked below as well, along with the recipe, everything that I used. If you're new here, I hope you decided to check out my channel, see if there's anything else you'd like to watch. And I'm typically a mommy vlogger, if you didn't know. And that's gonna be it for me. If you've been an internet friend of mine for a while or just a little bit, I want to say thank you so much for hanging out. I hope to connect with you down in the comments below. Have a very happy Thanksgiving or whatever you celebrate, whatever you're doing. Happy dinner. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day.